It is time to finally witness the return of the newer kid, one of boxing's greatest defensive fighters, Shakur Stevenson, as he will be going up against unproven and hungry fighter Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield, live on February 22nd in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm your boy Mac, and as usual, I'll be handing this over to my co-host. Now, let's talk boxing.
February 22nd, what seems to be one of the best cards in fighting history. Of course, we will be talking about Shakur Stevenson versus the young Floyd Schofield. I think this is a great fight for both men to really have the opportunity to see what they got at 135 pounds, the lightweight division. And what better time to be alive when you're under a big card like the one in Saudi Arabia, February 22nd.
And I agree. I feel like, the great thing about these Saudis is that they always give us the best fights. Even with the young guys, they don't stack them up against bums. They stack them up against real killers, against other
good competition.
Good competition. Floyd Schofield, he might be inexperienced, but he's still a good fighter.
And, regardless, Floyd Schofield hasn't been known too much, but he has fought really good fighters, guys that are undefeated, guys that have good resumes. Apart from that, the kid's 18-0 with 12 knockouts, so we know how he fights. He's a rugged fighter who comes in and tries to knock you out. He's not going to take it easy on Shakur Stevenson, but that's what makes this fight so great. We know Shakur Stevenson is a defensive genius. He has one of the best distance controls that I've seen, and he has really good timing. One of the most accurate fighters, of course, as well. So, how will both of these styles play out February 22nd?
I just feel like that, if you were to pay attention to Shakur, he always struggles with guys that are athletic. It's not the pressure fighters. It's not these outboxers. It's these athletic guys. For example, De Los Santos. De Los Santos was extremely athletic and with a lot of power. But the thing is that Schofield is going to be athletic, though. All the tapes I've seen of him, he looks extremely dangerous for Shakur. And I feel like Shakur actually might just be on his bike all day.
And hopefully it's not a boring fight. I do believe this might be a little bit better than that De Los Santos fight because I think Shakur doesn't take criticism so well. I think he takes it in the sense where he gets angry, but then after that he goes back in the lab and he tries to work on what he can to be a more entertaining fighter. We already heard him say that he's going to bring out the killer inside him. And apart from that, we look at his last fight against Haratunian. It might have not been the best performance, but why? Shakur got hit a little bit more. That's because he tried staying in the pocket with someone like Haratunian. He tried hitting him where it hurt, and he tried getting him out of there, but Shakur just lacked some power at 135 pounds, because I remember at 130, he was beating guys up like Jamel Herring and Oscar Valdez. But nonetheless, I think this is a good opportunity for both men, because if Shakur wins, and he dominates this guy, and possibly knocks him out, guess who's next in line? Guess who he's going to call out? I don't think it'll be Vasily Lomachenko. I think it will be Gervonta Tank Davis. And what best way to get the fight than to knock out a vicious, rugged puncher like Floyd Schofield?
Now, that's where I disagree. I feel like that this fight doesn't open the door to Tank. I feel like PBC is just way too stubborn to open up their doors for someone like this Turkey Al Sheikh. I just feel like whoever wins this fight actually might face the winner of Haney and Ryan.
I disagree. We see certain fighters like David Morrell fighting on Saudi cards like in August 3rd on the Terrence Crawford undercard. And we know Canelo co-promotes with the PBC, and when he did do that, he also went over to DAZN. So I think in order for PBC to let fighters like Tank Davis fight outside of their house, they need to make a big fight. Now, what other big fight at 135 than a Shakur Stevenson or Vasily Lomachenko? Those are the two big fights for Tank right now at 135 pounds, of course, unless he moves up. But regardless, we can't count out Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield. This guy, like I said, he might not be well too known, but he has a very good style. A good guy to compare him with is Sean Porter. But guess who's training with Sean Porter? Shakur Stevenson has now officially been sparring Sean Porter to get ready for Floyd Schofield. And I think that is going to help him. Someone like Sean Porter already has that high level, that championship pedigree, that experience that you need. And Floyd Schofield, he is good, but he hasn't been at that championship level. So me personally, although I do think Floyd Schofield's going to come and give a great fight, he always has a puncher's chance, and he always has a chance in boxing.
In every fight.
In every fight. But I do think Shakur's distance and timing, and more than anything, his defense will get the job done. Even if it is a boring performance, he'll do what he has to do. He won't let the crowd get in his ear, and he'll get the job done. But again, Floyd Schofield has nothing to lose and all to gain. This is his only real road, his real pathway to superstardom.
Yeah, and I just feel like he might be all motivated and everything, but how many times have we heard that? You know, same thing with Charlo against Canelo. He had everything to win against Canelo, but his stock went way more down than what it was before. So I feel like in this fight, I think that Shakur is just gonna win a UD decision.
I believe Shakur will get it done, and I agree. I think he'll get a unanimous decision. I think you'll for sure it'll be clear who the winner is at the end of the fight. And I think Shakur Stevenson will get his hand raised. But again, we'll have to wait and see. February 22nd. Make sure you're there. This is possibly the best fight card in boxing history. I can't stress it enough. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. My name's Eric.
And I'm Alex.
And I'm your boy, Mac. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to the Pound for Pound Boxing channel. Please go make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we're out.